What's up, witches? It's me, Luna, with another unboxing on Purple Day, obviously. Today's oracle is Tarot des Fleurs, and contrary to what it says on the box, tarot, this is not a tarot deck. Das Blumentarot, 61 Karten mit deutscher Anleitung. And this is Tarot des Fleurs, 61 cartes, 61 cartes avec livret explicatif, in my terrible French, by Baptiste Paul Grimaud, maître cartier à Paris depuis 1848. So master cartiers, master card makers since 1848. Okay, interesting box. So this is certainly what I would consider a classic deck. This deck was a gift from my friend Kate from out Indiana way. She has gifted me with many, many decks. France Carte, let's see, there's an address, Tarot des Fleurs. Le Tarot des Fleurs, méthode de divination. Let me see if we've got a copyright anywhere. I don't see a copyright. Troisième, première. All right, the first is in French, méthode de divination. And so we have French first, et puis English, Flowers Tarot. And then at the end we have, let's see, German, Das Blumentarot. So French, English, German. Still looking for a copyright date. This might be worth looking up online. The world of flowers and plants is infinitely vast and varied. Within this world, every plant, every flower bears a special message. Each has its own personality, a personality endowed with a twofold symbolism: spiritualism and life, the ethereal and the material, the mystical and the real thing. In modern life, this world of plants and flowers is forgotten. Little heed is paid to its wealth of knowledge, and yet it is everywhere. It encompasses us within its grasp, thus enhancing the depth of its messages. Furthermore, the world of plants and flowers, whose origins go back to the dawn of time, is the bearer of history, tradition, and learning. Since time began, man has always made use of plants and flowers. Plants and flowers have always been a part of life. Methods of divination. This method of drawing cards enables one to go from the general environment towards more specific indications. It's a 9-card reading. The second method is especially cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess that's a 7-card reading. And then the third method enables, second method produces specific answers in several fields. Cards 1, 2, and 3 concern the consultant personally and relate to the present. 4 and 5 concern the consultant's family or close associates. 6 and 7 are the family in the more distant future. Third method enables you to answer one precise question, cut or ask another to cut the pack using the right hand only, whilst requesting the consultant to concentrate on a particular question. And then you're going to choose 4 cards. If the 4 cards are positive, the answer is yes. So this is a yes or no question. If 3 out of 4 are positive, and providing the negative card is not the last one, the answer is yes. If 2 out of 4 are positive, the answer to the question will be yes, but with a certain delay. In all other cases, it's no. And then we've got the list of cards. So 61 cards. And we have 2 blank. Oh, we have 3. So here are the backs, just black and white bouquet. We don't have any reverse meanings. So we have 2 blank ones, great for blocking, and then we have La Cartomancie Grimaud vous offre une collection complète unique au monde. Complete collection unique in the world. The Ancien Tarot de Marseille, so Marseille Tarot. Petit Cartomancien, Petit Lenormand, Grand Lenormand, Jeu de la main, Livre du destin, Tarot d'Épinal, So French and English, the single ones are French and English, and then the two dots are French, English, and German. I would like to look some of these up. Oracle of the Bible. Horoscope sheet. Okay, Chinese horoscope. Yi King. Persian tarot. Taromantic. I'm going to look some of these up. All right, let's go. Rose. So we have rose, naissance, birth. So on the bottom we just have French and English. Fleur d'oranger, orange flower, union. Masterwort, imperatoire, separation, parting. Okay, so no, we have two séparation. All right, that's an accent. That is French and English. Masterwort. So this is box. Sincere friendship. So we've got French here, English here. All right. Butterwort, enemy. Drosera, death. Drosera. This looks like what is it called? There's we have it up in the bog. We have a bog close to us that is a protected wetland, and there's a thing called sundew. Thrives in marshes and peat bogs of hot temperate regions. It's a peat bog. Small perennial grass with white flowers and reddish leaves. It has a long stalk and a leaf which is covered in sensitive hairs. As soon as they come into contact with an insect, the hairs curl up and capture the insect. All right, I got to find out. Hold on. Why is it telling me skipped frames? All right. It's a sundew. That's what it is. Drosera is a sundew. Wow. I just impressed myself. All right, let's keep going. So it stands for death. Eryngium is remote trip. Interesting. So kind of a fortune-telling thing there. Dill is a short trip. Sunflower, the consultant as a man. So this is like Lenormand. These are feeling like a Lenormand. Birth, parting, sincere friendship, enemy, death, remote trip, short trip. The consultant man, Campanula, the consultant woman, Campanula. Lis is purity. Couchgrass, money. Yeah. Time is wealth. Okay, I never connected this as a Lenormand style deck. I'm loving it. Laurel is glory and honor. Cress, rest, health. Lombardy poplar is gifts and presents. Harpagophytum is the devil. Buckbean, change. Gradiola, accident. So the drawings are very nice botanical drawings. Color, very detailed as far as the leaves, the flowers, how the plants grow, the stems. This is accident. Gradiola. Melissa is upheaval. Sweet Melissa. Ginkgo biloba is intellectual profession. The leaves, like the catkins and flowers, you can actually see how the whole tree grows. Very detailed as far as the plants go. Barbaria is manual profession. So we have this is an intellectual profession. This is a manual profession. I am seeing these with brand new eyes now. Common elm, news expectation. Sandwort, news. So both of these are news, but this is expectation. I want to see what the difference is between those two. The elm stands for news, for anticipation. So this is a waiting thing. It symbolizes waiting or awaiting news. Judges used to pronounce their sentences beneath elm trees. It was said to be a good omen to wait beneath the elm, which meant to wait full of hope in one's cause. So this is hopefulness and anticipation. Sandwort stands for news. Despite appearing unpretentious, it takes one by surprise. Okay. The sandwort symbolizes news from parents or friends. More often than not, it is positive and always unexpected. So this is expected news. This is unexpected news. Oak is law. Wow. Interesting oak leaves. Those don't look like oak leaves to me. Those are not the characteristic oak leaf. And then we have wormwood, absinthe, which stands for sorrow. House leek is support. Scarlet pimpernel, family. Columbine, one of my favorites. The drawings, though, I mean, one of my favorite parts of Columbine is the part that kind of comes off the back. The petals kind of blow back. And I love the way that looks. Okay, Columbine is affection. Larkspur is illness. Bluet, timidity. White dead nettle is jealousy. Elecampane, fight. Bladder cherry, sentimental secret. Bladder cherry, that looks like a, what do they call it? Chinese lantern? Ami, instability. I've never heard of Ami. Anemone, weakness. Angelica, luck. Birthwort, jail. Hyssop, reason. Avena is dynamism. Wow. Arnica, forgetting. Bitter apple is love appeal. I don't know what bitter apple is. Lavender is spiritual appeal. Olive tree is peace. Bugle, nobility. Bugleweed. Calamint, intelligence. Holy thistle is heritage. Lily of the valley is joy. Spindle tree, destruction. Lungwort, theft, losses. Interesting. So, I mean, look at the leaves on this. They've got like holes in them. Very interesting. Violet is return. Daughter, ambition. I don't think I've ever heard of daughter. Rest harrow, unkindness. So there's a lot of research to be done here just as an herbalist to find out what the common, the regional, the local names of these plants might be. Cowslip is insouciance. Insouciance, let's see what that means. Primula is cowslip. Cowslip stands for unconcern. Its colors are quite varied. White, pink, okay. Maybe the sign of an unappeased tenderness for a childhood boyfriend. Primula stands for simplicity and unconcern. By no means implying libertinage, it indicates the start of a relationship. Well, libertinage does not give me any clarification on insouciance. Guess it's just unconcerned. kind of an innocence. Goosegrass is ambiguity. Ground ivy, recovery. Mint is rivalry. Nettle, distrust. Forget-me-not is memory. That makes a lot of sense. Edelweiss is meetings. And myrtle is universal success. Wow. Okay. So we've already looked at the book. Let's rock. Ancestors and allies, guides and guardians, please be present to me now. Please come, accept this offering of fresh water and the perfume of fire of Azrael. Draw near to this beautiful scent and bring your wisdom through this vehicle, through this vessel. What do we need to know in order to thrive today? In order to step, and what a beautiful shuffle that was, in order to step into the power of our lives. Please bring answers that are clear, insightful, and practical. I could keep shuffling forever because it's a joy. Yes, one more, just one more. And then I'm going to cut. Okay, 3 cuts, and then we'll take 3 off the top. All right. Dynamism, intelligence, and distrust. Okay. So Avena, or Benoit. Avena stands for energy. The leaves and the root of the Avena are bitter and astringent. Avena is a symbol of dynamism, energy, and of good humor. Okay, so what do we do to thrive? We keep our humor high. And intelligence. Calamint is a plant whose stems end in tiny heads upon which the flowers look as they've been stuck on. It is said of these heads that they are contemplative. So, okay, so here's the little heads just kind of poking out. Contemplating. The calamint symbolizes intelligence, reaction, and to a lesser degree, diplomacy. Poised, the calamint inquires and reflects. So we keep humorous as we're reflecting on things. When we come into this time of year, it's the rush of tradition, the weight of tradition is huge. And this time of year, when I'm shooting this, is November 30th. So we're talking about holiday times, and at this time of year, there's this big weight of tradition of the way we've always done things. And in a pandemic year, when we can't do them that way, there's a lot of reflection going on. So this is talking about just sort of reflecting and contemplating the way we've done things before and bringing humor to it so that we can enjoy and think about how wonderful those times were as we are creating a new form of them and a new version of them. So what can we do that harkens back to our traditions and brings something new and joyful and energetic and humorous? Not looking back with sadness. Oh, we can't ever do that again. Looking back with joy. That was wonderful. How can I recreate that joy? And now let's look at nettle, which is distrust, and what that might be saying to us. Its little green flowers, scentless and ugly, so distrust the outside world that they are valiantly defended by dreadful foliage which contains a most irritating fluid. The nettle symbolizes immediate, spontaneous distrust leading directly to cruelty and pain, of which it is also a sign. It says, I like being cruel, but in a complimentary manner. Why are you cruel? In a complimentary manner, which means it complements the opposite of that. Compliment, like, oh, that's a nice shirt, that's a different thing. Why are you cruel? Okay, so looking back and doing it without the sting, we don't have to look back in a way that is cruel to ourselves, in a way that makes us feel loss and sadness. So again, topical, pandemic stuff. It's so easy to look at our circumstances and interpret those in terms of what we've lost and what's missing and what's wrong. This is talking about acknowledging that can be deliberately cruel to ourselves, to look at it that way. So as we're looking back in good energy and humor, it's time to be very, very aware of when it's turning to self-torture, when it's turning to self-abuse, and asking, why do we need to do that? Why do we need to do that to ourselves? Oh, we can't do this, we can't. So not focusing on what we can't, but focusing on what we can. And I'm being told that I want 2 more here. Spindle tree is destruction, and violet is return. So, wow. So destruction is, what we don't have a choice about this. So many things have literally been destroyed for us this year because of the pandemic and because of our circumstances. But this is saying that what has been destroyed can return. It's not time for it now. What has been destroyed can return. Let's go and look them up. The spindle tree has a very hard and dense wood which produces a light charcoal. It symbolizes destruction, but this is not gratuitous. It is the sign of a new start. So the destruction of things that, so it's also time to look with good humor and a positive attitude at what needed to be destroyed, what has been taken from us that we never would have chosen to destroy ourselves, but now it can be gone and we can be glad that it's gone. So time to look at that as well. And then violet. Violet stands for return. It owes its name to its viola-like shape. Really? Violet. Viola. I don't know. That doesn't look like a frickin' violin to me. It can be found all the year round. At the end of 1814, when Napoleon was in exile on the island of Elba, his supporters went around repeating that the emperor would return with the violet. Napoleon did indeed return in March 1815, and thence followed the 100 Days and the Battle of Waterloo. During those 3 months, the violet was the symbol of Bonapartist France. The violet does indeed symbolize the return, but also and more specifically, reunification, be it sentimental or material. Reunification. We will be with our loved ones again. We will be with our loved ones again. We will be reunited. So here's the reminder that we don't have to look at everything as, oh, it's utter destruction and it's no use making an effort, because everything's been destroyed. This is coming near this card that talks about positivity, humor, and energy. So again, looking at, okay, good riddance. What can I let go of this year that's always been a burden and, an obligation and maybe too much for me in the past? I can let that go. So that brings positivity to the idea of destruction. And then, this one, let's see, coming intelligence and distrust. Okay, So as we're looking at some traditions and things that maybe needed to be let go of, maybe there are people that we've always felt obligated to get together with that maybe we distrusted or didn't really want to get together with. Let's see, return. So there's destruction there, and maybe this is also talking about, I'm not sure, I'm kind of struggling with these two together, the distrust and return. Maybe it's time to look back at why we didn't want to get together in the first place and revisit that and go, this is an opportunity to change some things that we're doing dogmatically just because we've always done it, and it's time to step out of that and let it go away. I may be there. At any rate, I really love, okay, they're telling me one more, meetings. The Edelweiss stands for encounter. In German, the word Edelweiss means noble and proud, quite something, for this tiny perennial plant, a mere 6 inches high, covered with a curious fluffy down. The Edelweiss is said to be the symbol of the unforeseen. It may only be found above a height of 3,500 feet and is thus the sign of an encounter, of a new contact or a new relationship, whatever the nature. Okay, so meetings, new contacts, of course virtual in the middle of a pandemic that is absolutely surging, but it is talking about, okay, meetings, Zoom meetings, quite literally the kind of meetings we've been doing. So a new way of meeting with people, setting things up. I'm thinking about every week, you think about a holiday party, and having a whole bunch of people. Maybe it's time to do several smaller ones so they're more comfortable Zoom encounters and everybody has a chance to talk and it's not too big. I'm certainly going to be looking into the whole breakout room thing in Zoom and seeing how I might be able to do a solstice party with some breakout rooms where people can hang out and talk in small groups and, stuff like that. I don't know, but it's a new way to do things. And yes, I love this oracle. It is not Tarot. It is a Lenny. It's along the lines of a Lenormand deck. And I want to look back a little bit, because this has been a shorter video, at how to do the readings again. So, first one, shuffle the cards, cut the pack, or ask someone else to cut using their left hand only. Then draw or have the other person draw 9 cards, which should be laid out, turning them face up one by one. Which should be laid out. The cards should be read from right to left. The first will indicate general tendencies. So one imagines that you're laying them out left to right and then reading them right to left. To look beyond these generalities, all right, the first will indicate general tendencies. To look beyond these generalities, one must cover all 9 cards again. Okay. The first will indicate general tendencies, and to look beyond them, you have to go 9 again. Cards which one still considers to be insufficiently informative may be covered yet a second time to clarify the issue. So you take 9, and that gives a general thing, and then you cover them again with another 9, and then you can cover them a second time. So the second method of drawing produces specific answers in several fields. The cards closest to the consultants, especially 1 and then 2 and then 3. So you have a consultant's card, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here's where we get Lenny. Especially cards 1 and 2 and 3 concern the consultant personally, relate to the present time. The cards slightly further away, 4 and 5, are the consultant's family. 6 and 7 are the family in the more distant future. For this method, the cards are drawn in this fashion. Shuffle the cards, cut the pack, or ask another person to do it using their left hand only. Remove 1 card, the consultant's card. Then shuffle a second time and again cut the pack or ask another to cut, but this time using their right hand only. Draw or ask the person to draw 7 cards, which are then laid out as shown below. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cards should be read according to layout, so 1 first. One continues by successively drawing further sets of cards, always remembering to cover them up each time in the indicated order. The cards should be read in exactly the same order. So you can just take more on top, but in the order that those were laid out. Fascinating. So we are definitely putting this in the stack of Lennies to work with when I'm playing with those and learning better how to read them. Let's block that deck. Awesome. And thank you again, Kate, if you're watching this, for a really different and amazing deck. Actually, I'm going to keep this out because I want to look up the ones that are listed here and see if anything's available. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you're subscribed to my channel. Please like the video so more people can see it. And if you like the work that I'm doing, please consider donating, as it allows me to keep doing this work. You can join my Discord. You can join my Patreon, where I'm starting to dish up the exclusive content to my priestess level. My first tier, the initiate level, which is just basically support for me, which I so appreciate. You get early access to some stuff, and I'm going to start working on some outtakes and things like that when I've got time to edit. And now that I'm not unboxing every single day, I should have time to do some more things. So anyhow, I will see you tomorrow for a live stream. If you're watching this on a Friday, Saturday, and Wednesday night are live streams. Saturday afternoon, Wednesday night. And if you're in the priestess level of my Patreon, we are starting to do some exclusive patron Zoom meetings called Readers Roundtable, where you can bring all your questions and hang out with me and get them answered and talk to each other and all kinds of fun stuff. So enjoy yourselves. Please stay safe. Please wear your mask and wash your hands. Let's get through this. I will see you next time. This is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.